What's
going on, everyone? It's episode 6 of Spitballin'. I'm Carl, that's Cody, that's Azarelli. And, gentlemen, we're through the first month of the season.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of surprises,
Great. It's been real great.
A lot of good things we're seeing this season in baseball.
A lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries.
This so far this season, I'd like to say, we have the lowest of low players and the highest of highs right now. We're seeing players with astronomically high numbers already, and at astronomically low numbers.
We're seeing a lot of comeback players. A lot of players that didn't play well
Very
last
well,
year that are coming back and
killing it right now.
Performing amazingly in the month of April.
Also, a note before we start: Pirates pitcher Jameson Taillon on the 10-day DL today.
That's
not too big of a blow for the Pirates. They're in the middle of the pack, but
they look like they're about to rebuild. I think they're gonna start offloading some players soon. Maybe Gareth Cole to those Yankees.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Interesting.
We'll start with the Yankees. Last week the Yankees were 3-2. Didn't really get many good pitching outings from their starters. Tanaka and Pineda both went 6 innings, and that was the most they got out of their starters. CC only went 4 innings. Montgomery only went 5. Severino only lasted 5 against the Blue Jays. Their offense is really what's carrying them right now. Aaron Judge, in the span of last week, is at 3 home runs, walked 5 times, drove in 7 runs. He's hitting almost 500. Didi Gregorius is starting to hit the ball very well from coming back from an injury. Brett Gardner's hitting the cover off the ball. He hit the game-winning home run yesterday in the top of the 9th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Starlin Castro, I want to talk about more, though. He's got an 8-game hitting streak, and he's hit 4 straight multi-hit games.
Wow.
In that span, he's 9 for 22. That's a 409 average, 10 total bases, 5 runs, and he's only struck out 4 times.
One person you forgot to mention, Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks, I did not like him last year.
Having a career year, I'd say, this year.
Yeah. He's just tearing the cover off the ball right now, and you know what? They have to find playing time for him between the 4 outfielders that they have, and I think Gardner's going to draw the short stick if Ellsbury continues to hit like he hits.
And he's been playing very well recently.
Well, I mean, you're going to need a 4th outfielder eventually along the way if someone does get hurt, or if it's just for defense, and who knows what happens in the game.
You're right.
But the Yankees, I like the way they're looking the first half of the season, or the first month of the season, rather. They're in 2nd place right now. They have one of the best. They're in 1st place?
They're in 1st place.
Fuck yeah. They have one of the best records in baseball. I like the way this team is going.
Yeah. For my Mets this week, it's been a very odd week. We haven't had a lot of games because of rainouts and stuff. But we've won 5 of our last 7 games, but we've had one really bad loss. We had a 23-5 loss against the Nationals. We won the series, but we had probably our biggest loss possibly.
Question: wasn't Rendon 6 for 6 with 3 homers?
Yo, that game was
9 RBIs.
Yeah, but 2 of those hits were off of let's call it backup catcher. So
Plawecki pitched that game.
Yeah,
I think he
gave
the
up
best
2 home runs
out of any pitcher that game.
He might have.
That guy, but in one game, that guy had a stat line for
about
most
2
players
weeks.
in April.
Yeah, honestly, he did. No, I mean he gave up 2. He got 2 home runs off the backup catcher. So, but we had our biggest loss of the season. We lost
Noah Syndergaard.
He might not be coming back to after the All-Star break because he tore part of his lat.
Out for 6 weeks, not throwing the baseball. No. Although I did hear the second opinion he got was all positive.
No, they said it wasn't as messy as they thought it was originally.
So
which is good. Means, it could be clean.
That means 2 of the best pitchers in the MLB now are hurt.
Bumgarner and Syndergaard.
It's really it's that injury bug's coming around. I mean, who's it gonna hit next?
What else is going on with the Mets?
You already hit us. Leave us alone. Leave us alone.
So we had a lot of good play from our bats. Surprisingly, we're hitting very well right now.
They have been hitting very well,
but it's behind our kids. To be honest, Conforto, he's hitting the cover off the ball, and so is Bruce and T.J. Rivera. It's been really nice watching. Not the biggest names hit, especially when we have most of our team on the DL. 25 guys.
Now, when Cespedes comes back, who do you think draws the short stick in the outfield? Is it Granderson?
I want it to be Granderson.
Is it Lagares? Is it Conforto?
Okay, well, you have to think. I would think it's going to be Lagares because he's not hitting, but he is our best defender. If he starts to hit at all, I'm talking bats 240, 260, if he can get into that number, he's an everyday outfielder.
Well, they still have Bruce at first base, correct?
Correct for now. But I want him to stay there. Fuck Duda. I mean, yeah. What are you gonna do? He's been playing very, very decently.
I think Granderson draws the short stick because he's batting under 200.
He's batting well this past week. I'm not gonna lie.
He has been hitting well this past
He's batting under 200, and he batted well this week.
He's a very streaky hitter.
I didn't want him.
He's batting what?
He's batting 143 right now, I think, and he's had a good week.
Really? Go ahead.
He should be the
he draws the short stick.
He should, but I don't know if he will.
You have to play Conforto.
I think Conforto is our best player right now.
I think Conforto has to play every day, especially when Cespedes comes back.
Cespedes needs to play right field.
And then you have to play Bruce. You have to play Bruce.
I think Bruce needs to play Cespedes in right or Conforto in right.
Yeah. I would keep Conforto in left.
I
put
like
Cespedes in right, and then have Granderson in center.
No, I want Lagares.
Or Lagares in center. Yeah.
Now
and Bruce needs to stay at first. Cause fuck, dude. I mean, the goat.
We need to start having a swear jar.
Yes.
Now,
I'm
about to
moving on to the Giants. The Giants were 2-3 in their last 5 games. They're losing tonight, big to
Cincinnati.
They're playing kind of well.
They have been playing kind of well. I can't lie about that. They beat Kershaw 4-3.
Cueto outpitched him.
Cueto
I watched that
him.
game. Very good game.
Yeah, it was very nice to watch.
They're getting unlucky, I feel, right now.
Pence hits a 2-run homer. Then Posey hits a homer off Kershaw. Very hard to hit homers off Kershaw. And then
this year he's been human.
He has. He gave up back-to-back home runs for the first time in his career this year.
Now, Cueto goes out 7 innings, outduels him, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. The next game, the Dodgers destroy the Giants 13-5. Right? Yes, Matt Moore gave up 9 earned runs in 6 hits in 3 innings and a third.
Sounds like the Mets.
Yeah. But then the Giants come back again and win the next game 4-1.
And Jeff Samardzija
pitched
one hell of a game.
Beautiful game that you just think like, okay, Samardzija's gonna be. This is his turn. He's 8 innings, 3
He gave
hits,
up 1 unearned run.
1 unearned run. No, 11 Ks. Mm-hmm. Can this be the turning point for the Shark?
I will say.
I think it can be.
I will say that game, Julio Urias also pitched very well for the Dodgers.
Urias pitched very well.
I watched him. I was watching that game he was pitching. And he's getting like pep talks from Kershaw the entire day because he's pitching so well.
Yeah.
And apparently, Kershaw told him he has the stuff to be better than him because he said he was better than him at his age. Yeah. The kid's what 20 years old?
He's 20 years old. I was just gonna say.
The Giants are 11-19 on the season. They're in the basement of that division.
Basement of the league.
No, not the league.
They're not the worst team in the league.
I think it might be
Kansas City.
They have the worst run differential. I feel.
Yes,
they do.
Yeah.
They've only won 2 series through the month of April. That's
not that bad.
No, it's horrible. Bad.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm trying to be nice. This is the first time I'm trying to be nice to him.
Now they're not playing well on both sides of the ball, to be honest. They're not hitting enough.
Crawford's hurt, so the defense is lacking.
You have, I think, their biggest saving grace is Posey. He's been hurt a little bit.
And also Christian Arroyo, the rookie, bringing him up. He's only batting .239, but he had 3 big home runs and 6 RBIs. He's trying to spark this team. He's trying to bring up some kind of life.
He brings energy to the team. It's nice.
You see that home run he hit off of Bronson Arroyo?
That's exactly.
Arroyo versus Arroyo.
Yeah. Arroyo won.
Christian Arroyo won that battle.
Now, moving on from our teams.
We're going to do something
a little different
new here this week. Since we're through the first month of the season, and we usually do our Heroes and Zeros segment, we're going to talk about our Heroes and Zeros for the month of April. Yeah. So, who wants to start this one off?
I'll start off with Ryan Zimmerman, someone that Azarelli probably
I think he was the MVP for April.
Of course.
You can't deny it. I won't deny it.
Mm-hmm.
He killed us.
He won the NL Player of the Month.
Mm-hmm. Deservingly so.
Absolutely.
Now, I didn't do just a month. I did a couple more days in May.
So you took care of
I took care of a few days in advance. He's batting .433. Well, I almost misread that because how can someone bat .433?
And it's May.
It is May.
He had 12 homers, 31 RBIs, but he hit one today, and he also had a double that drove in 2 runs. So he's got 34 RBIs, 13 home runs. He's leading, as of today, right now, he leads the league in all 3 major hitting categories.
Will the Nationals ever stop hitting?
No, I won't.
I do think so. I think they're not going to hit this well. This is different.
We'll get into those in the next segment.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to score 7 runs
Zimmerman, the last 2 seasons. Last year he batted
He
.218.
probably only played like 12 games.
Yeah. Well, no, he did. He hasn't played a full season since 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
And a full season, I would even consider 162. It's like 140 now.
I would say
now
what 130, 140.
I would like it as a full season.
Mhm.
Nowadays standards,
And
at least.
It's just he might win comeback player of the year if he continues this.
I think
If
he will.
he even hits, if his numbers drop off to half of what they are, he still wins
Say
comeback
he even
player.
finishes the season with only 25, 30 home runs. I still think he wins.
Yeah.
25 home runs,
And you
85 RBIs.
Yeah, and you hit 13 within the first month and few games
I
of
still
the
think he
season.
probably wins comeback player of the year.
I agree.
Unless Bryce Harper continues his stuff too.
Also,
yeah.
Also,
Mhm.
my next player could win it too. In Matt Kemp. My next player, Matt Kemp, right now is batting .329, 6 homers, and he's got 16 RBIs. His OPS is 1,026, and
pretty nice.
he's got
Goodness.
24 hits. He's
Well-
slugging .671, and he scored 11 runs.
Well, he's in Atlanta now. He's got more protection in that lineup.
Because of
Yeah.
Mr. Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
Who's been the better player on the team, in my opinion.
You're right, but
I
you
do
can't-
agree. Yeah.
You can't forget.
Oh, you can't deny Kemp's impact
Yes,
on that team.
but you
He's
also
never-
can't forget that Brandon Phillips is on that team also.
No, I agree. I think
And Nick
and
Markakis.
they're
Yeah,
te-
yeah,
this
I was
team
gonna
is
say.
in a rebuilding stage still, but they're teaching their young players how to play.
Yes.
Dansby Swan. I can't say his
Dansby
name.
Swanson.
Thank you. He has been
Love him.
very terrible right now, but
Yeah.
they're teaching him how to be a professional.
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
He was my pick to win Rookie of the
Yeah.
Year. And I still think he's got
Yeah, a lot
time
of these rookies haven't been playing
to
well.
show.
None of them.
Well, one rookie that I want to talk about that
Oh,
has
I
been
was trying
playing
to-
very
I was trying to-
well.
It's a good segue.
My boy
Yeah.
Aaron Judge won the AL Rookie of the Month in
Should have
April.
won Player of the Month.
I think he should have
should've.
won Player of the Month too. He hit .303 in April, scored 23 runs. That was 23
Jeez.
hits as well. Hit 2 doubles, a triple which should have been a home run. Let's be honest.
And
against that Cardinals.
Speaking of Aaron Judge, sorry, he's up right now.
He's up right now.
Yes.
And whatever.
He probably
hit
didn't.
10 he hit 10 home runs in April, 20 RBIs.
He's on a tear.
He
which
just
is
struck out 24 times,
I'm
which
okay- I'm
is
okay
a lot of
with that.
strikeouts.
No, it's
but
it's
you know
not
what?
in the
I'll take
context
it.
of today's major leagues.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. His OBP was 411. His slugging percentage was 750.
Now, the knock on him wasn't hitting.
Mm-mm.
He was in the minor leagues. In his
He was
scouting
able to hit
reports,
far.
It was always not even just hit far. He was always able to hit no matter what.
No matter where
It's
he
his
was.
fielding, whether it was going to get him into the major leagues or not. And you know what? He played pretty well in that wind yesterday. He did drop a ball out there, but so did Amora for the Cubs.
Mhm.
Oh no,
Or
I'm sorry.
Zobrist,
It was
I think.
John Jay
Was it John
for the
Jay?
Cubs in center field. The wind out there was howling. It was whipping everywhere.
No, Judge has impressed me with his fielding, especially with that catch he made in Boston, going into the stands.
It's very interesting.
Very good
Sorry.
catch. Who's your hitter for?
I already talked
April.
about it a little bit. Michael Conforto. I'm sorry, I'm a little biased. He's the only thing saving this team right now,
Big
in
boy
my opinion.
Conforto.
He's batting .351 for this season. 7 home runs and 18 RBIs with a 425 on base percentage.
Wow.
He's top 10 in both batting average and on base percentage. The guy is just playing phenomenal defense. That was his biggest knock in his minor league report. You know, he was not supposed to field, but he's just learned to play the position. He's a smart player, and he's only 24 years old. So it's really nice to watch a kid grow before everybody's eyes, too, in my opinion.
He's 24 years old, and I think he's the best pure hitter on the Mets. He's
He
got
might
such
be-
a sweet swing.
He might be one of the best pure hitters in the league.
That's
like-
a very big statement, but I will agree with
Yeah,
that.
Like
his swing.
he
is
just
something-
knows how to. He has a great eye.
Again, don't get ahead of yourself with these Mets rookies.
He's not a rookie, though,
This
but-
is
2 seasons.
okay.
This is his 2nd season.
He has a
Don't
pure swing.
get ahead
I
of
said the
yourself.
same thing about Mike Trout when he first came up, and guess what? Mike Trout is what?
He's the best player in baseball.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope he turns something like him. I take half of a Mike Trout. Let's be real.
The league would take half from
Yeah,
Mike
really.
Trout.
Now, I also picked a 0 for a hitter. I picked Mark Trumbo on the Orioles.
Ooh.
After signing a big deal with them, what was it, last year, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I believe. He's off to a very slow start this year. Hit .202 in April, only hit 2 home runs, scored 12 runs, struck out 23 times compared to 6 walks.
I think
This is a guy that yes, he'll hit home runs and yes, he'll strike out, but he needs to get on base as well.
I agree. With that power lineup, all you need to do is get on base. That's why they sacrifice the average with Chris Davis. He could bat 220, but he's going to hit you 40 home runs. And
100
like
RBIs.
Adam Jones will hit for average.
Yes.
Machado will hit for average.
Machado
Jonathan Schoop will even hit for average.
Yeah. JJ Hardy used to hit for average. He's diminished right now.
He's still a good fielder.
He's hurting.
But
he's just,
you have people in that lineup that are there solely to just hit bombs, like Trumbo and Davis.
Yeah.
Matt Wieters isn't there
they're
anymore.
the ringer, I guess you want to say. Yeah, like they get the first couple. It's like who starts the merry-go-round, but who's gonna end it? You know, like. And
now,
they either ended in striking out or...
It's early in the season. I think Trumbo is going to turn it around, especially against the American League East.
Yeah.
He always puts up good numbers against the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Blue Jays, and the Rays.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens.
I believe he was a 0 for Azarelli.
He was, a few weeks ago.
He was. I also have a 0 for the month, hitting-wise. It's Mike Napoli. He's 110 at-bats in. Only has 15 hits.
Wow.
Jeez.
He has 38 strikeouts.
What is that average?
That's a 156 batting average.
Still batting higher than Curtis Granderson.
He is. But guess what? At least I'm pretty sure I can't tell you, but I'm pretty sure Curtis Granderson probably has a higher on-base percentage. Because Mike Napoli is only at a 206.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
It's really, really ugly.
Mike Napoli is one of those players.
He's in the lineup every day.
He's in the lineup every day. He'll put the bat on the ball, but he's a very big clubhouse presence, especially in Texas.
So is Granderson. Mm-hmm. But I mean,
and you see what Napoli did with the clubhouse and the environment there in Cleveland last year. Hoping he can bring that to Texas, because Texas has a very good team in a somewhat decent American League West.
Yeah.
So we'll see how Napoli can turn his season around.
Yeah, hopefully it works well.
And now we're gonna go on to some hero pitchers. And zero pitchers for the month of April.
Just so everybody knows, I was wrong. Granderson is actually have a lower on-base percentage.
Oh, wow.
He's a 198.
One pitcher I just want to cover very quickly. Greg Holland of the Rockies missed all of 2016 with Tommy John surgery. The Royals basically gave up on him. The Rockies gave him a chance. He's 11 out of 11 for save opportunities in April. Only allowed 7 hits, struck out 13.
And gave up 2 runs,
Gave up 2 runs.
I like
And he saved 3 more games
and
this month in May.
Think about those numbers. Now, when you hear those are great. Now, you have to think about the ballpark that he's playing in, and those numbers are even better.
I
agree.
Okay, personally, I think of a great ERA as a 3. You know, like if a player is at the 3-ish ERA, you're pitching great. If you're pitching Coors Field, give me like a 4.5.
I would say 4.5, especially for Coors Field.
Like it's really scary how much different it's there. How about you, Cody? Do you have any more players? A bad player, maybe?
Yeah, I actually do have a bad player, and he has a very high ceiling that he could hit, but it doesn't look like the month of April is very friendly to him. Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber's batting 193. He's got 5 homers and 13 RBIs, but the 193 batting average will not keep you in the lineup. I'm sorry.
Especially with a team with that much depth.
Yeah, I don't care how hard and how far you hit the ball.
Hit the ball more.
There are so many people on that team that need a spot.
And to think, Theo Epstein wanted to trade him to the Yankees last year for Andrew Miller.
No, thank you.
Nope.
I think, I'm not going to lie, in Yankee Stadium, he'd probably have a couple more home runs.
Probably, yeah.
But he'll still be batting 193.
No, I think a few of those fly balls would have been out, so maybe like a 2-0.
I'm happy with the Yankees right now.
Yeah.
So let's not mess with that.
You want to talk about your hero pitcher?
Yeah, my hero pitcher is actually a former Yankee, and Ivan Nova. The guy's had 6 starts. He's 3-3, but don't let that get anything away from it because he's got a 2.14 ERA. He's got 2 complete games and a WHIP of .88.
Wow.
His batting average against is .229.
I think that's top 5 in the majors.
Yeah,
I would say.
Ivan Nova he found something in Pittsburgh. Listen to this. When he was with the Yankees through 21 games, he was 7-6 with a .490 ERA.
Was that last year?
Last year. With a 136 whip. Once he went to Pittsburgh, he had 7 starts. He went 5-2 with a 3.06 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP. It looks like something in Pittsburgh changed, and he started to become a different pitcher.
And you know what that something in Pittsburgh, I think, is? Francisco Cervelli.
I
think
believe
Francisco Cervelli is helping Ivan Nova a lot with this transition.
I agree
really
also.
might be.
They made a very good matchup in New York when he was pitching to
Mm-hmm.
him, and I believe that Nova is comfortable with Cervelli. They
Mm-hmm.
also said back then they found one small thing in his mechanics, nothing major, just a small thing in his mechanics that they fixed, and he's pitching like an ace,
Mhm.
and it's incredible.
And now that
Is he that old? I don't think he's too
He's-
old yet, right?
Under 30, I believe.
Yeah, I believe he's 29,
Mhm.
but we could
Yeah.
look that up. And
And
we'll
now
get
with
back to
Tyone
that.
on the DL, it's
It
very
might need him.
it's imperative that Nova steps up for this Pirates rotation.
And I think he might be. I mean, I'm not gonna say to pitch to this level,
Mhm.
but he's gonna be able to keep it up to have a great season.
I think so. He's a solid number 3 in that rotation.
and he could turn out to be their ace, you know,
he could.
or maybe the number 2.
Nova is 30 years old.
Wow.
Is he? I'm surprised.
Yes.
I'm
Honestly,
very
I am a little
surprised as
surprised
well.
at it. But I mean, it's still not old for pitching.
Not really.
Right.
Because we saw Randy Johnson and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
47 or
I
something.
want to talk about another pitcher by the name of, I bet you didn't know this, Irvin Santana's real name is actually Johan Santana.
That's
And he,
amazing.
he changed his name when he came
Oh
up
my
to
God.
the big leagues so he wouldn't cause any confusion.
Because
So
there would have
now-
been 2 great Johan Santanas.
Now, Irvin Johan Santana
Oh
for
my
the
God.
Minnesota Twins in April, in 5 games started, he was 4-0 with a 0.77 ERA in 35 innings pitched, gave up 13 hits, 3 runs. 2 of those runs were solo home runs.
Oh my God.
that sucks.
He's got 10 walks. He hasn't allowed 5 hits or any more than 5 hits in any of his starts, and he's got 26 strikeouts. Granted, Irvin Santana has been a very up and down pitcher in his entire career, but it looks like he's found something in Minnesota that he's just fixed,
No.
and he's become almost like an ace of this staff.
It's a no pressure environment in Minnesota.
I
They're
agree.
not
There's
expected
no
to win.
pressure to win.
Mm-mm.
Now, I'm just gonna say one last thing about Irvin Santana.
I don't think he can keep it up. personally.
I don't think so
No.
either,
No.
but go ahead.
Smell baseball.
Smell base. Hashtag smell
Smell
baseball. Irvin
I-
Santana, if you somehow watch this video, we are very big fans.
Hashtag smell baseball.
My star pitcher, if you want to say, of the month. Somebody I'm very happy I picked to win the AL Cy
You've
Young.
ranted and raved about him for
Chris
a
Sale,
while.
and I think he's actually been the best pitcher in baseball so far this season.
I'm not sure about that because I think the pitcher you picked has been the best pitcher, but we'll talk about him
Yeah,
in a
we'll
bit.
talk about him next. I have to say one thing. Before you get into Chris Sale's stats and everything, I saw 2 sides of Chris Sale this week alone. I saw one side, there was a frame of him. My college player came up to him and asked him how to teach him
The
to throw a slider. And he
Mhm.
spent 10 to 15 minutes with this kid on teaching him how to throw a slider. A couple days later,
Throws
he
it
throws
Machado.
behind Manny Machado for... Listen, I understand it. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. That ball
I
slips-
think there's a reason, but I don't think it's an acceptable
Yeah,
reason.
it was excessive to
Correct,
throw
I
behind
agree.
him.
Especially how hard Chris
Mhm.
Sale throws.
Yeah.
I
Now-
agree.
One slip, you can end the guy's career.
No, you can end the guy's life.
Yeah,
No, no,
it's scary.
I don't agree with what he did, but what he's done on the field is incredible.
Let's talk about his stats.
Yes. His whip is a .74,
Wow.
ERA of a 1.38,
Ah.
63 strikeouts to only 8 walks.
Damn.
That's a 7.9 strikeout to walk ratio.
He's striking out at least 7-8 guys a game. At least.
Actually, he might be
Excuse
striking
me.
out more, to be honest, because he's had 6 starts,
Mhm.
45.2 innings pitched. That's
Wow.
7 2/3 innings pitched a game.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's basically going to the 8th inning every game he's out there.
And yeah,
And I'm not sure how many complete games he has. I don't even know if he
I
has
don't think
any
he
yet.
has a complete
Isn't
game
that
yet.
crazy?
But he did get
He
outdueled by Tanaka. I will
did.
say that.
Yeah,
He
'cause
pitched a great game.
he gave
but
up the
Tanaka
one
was
run.
so much
He-
better.
But it was Tanaka. They both went 8 innings
8
apiece.
innings.
And
yeah.
Sal
Well,
gave
Tanaka
up.
pitched the complete game.
Oh, he
finished
went
the
to
game.
9?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it was 9 against 8 against the 1 run.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think Chris Sale so far, his biggest issue has been his team's managing. I know they're playing well, but he can't get a win. He's only
Well,
2-2.
I don't think it's the manager. What I think is happening is in that dugout, the minute Dustin Pedroia called out his entire team for throwing the ball at Machado, I think that's when they lost all respect for him, and that clubhouse is just
You think they
nothing
lost respect
anymore.
for Pedroia?
That, yes, 100%. And I don't think there's
I don't know.
I don't think there's any like solidarity in that clubhouse at all. I think it's gonna start looking like the last year of Terry Francona in there.
No, I don't know.
With Josh Beckett
Yeah,
imagine in the clubhouse.
No, I personally don't know about that, but I just think that the actual game management of John Farrell has not been good. I have seen Chris Sale go out there. It was like at 101 pitches after 8 innings. He didn't give up a hit for like 7 innings, and he was winning. They bring in instead of letting him finish it, because you know he can, because he was literally
It's
on
Chris Sale.
It's Chris Sale, and you bought him for a reason. You gave up your best prospect for a reason. He comes in, Kimbrel comes in, gives up a 2-run homer right after and lost the game for him.
Jeez.
That's Kimbrel.
Now,
Chris Sale's 2-2, only giving up
Now,
7 runs.
yeah,
before I get to my really good pitcher, I want to talk about one bad pitcher.
Okay. Go right
Yeah.
ahead.
I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce his name properly. It's Gesellman.
I was trying to be so nice so he didn't do this part. Just so you know, guys.
I'm
I've been trying to be
sorry.
nice to him. He's been decent, but he's not been great.
I have been well,
He's
I
been
thought you were talking about me. No, Gesellman.
He's
Listen,
had
he
2 good
wasn't.
starts.
You're right. He wasn't up here to be the guy,
No.
but he was up here to pitch. And he was
Yeah.
up here to pitch well. And last year he was 4-2 with a 2.42 ERA and a 1.28 WHIP. So he proved that he
has
can
talent.
pitch. He's got talent. But this year he's off to a horrible start. 1-2 with a 6.75 ERA, 1.65 WHIP. He's got a 300 batting average against.
Yeah.
People bet 306 against this guy.
I will defend Gesellman in saying that coming out of spring training, there was no way this guy was making the rotation.
This is the rotation. Not the rock, the rotation.
I think a lot of weight has fallen on his shoulders, especially with the injuries that had happened to the Mets pitching rotation.
I agree with you. But anytime something like this happens, someone gets hurt and you get pushed into
you need to
this
step up. I do
agree.
agree.
Step up, and you have to show that you have the guts and the grit to play with the big boys.
Yeah,
If
no,
you don't,
I can't disagree with you there.
I'm sorry.
And you know, I think he's gonna do well when less pressure on him. But it's really hard when you're now basically the number 3.
Especially in New York.
You're
There
basically
will
number
never
3.
not be pressure on him.
Because the Mets are always hurt because we have the
Well,
worst rating
no.
staff in the world.
Because he's in New York, and because when they're healthy, he's not pitching.
That's also true.
I think he probably won't stay in the lineup if we had the entire staff healthy.
Exactly, he's not in the
Right,
rotation.
I mean,
so
it was between him and Lugo, but I think they knew Lugo was hurt big.
Yeah.
You know, like after the
After the WBC,
I think they knew he was like ailing a bit, and that's why they let Gesellman take the spot. And then they're like, "Oh wait, no, he's really hurt."
So who do you want to talk about next?
I have a 0 pitcher as well, and as good as Irvin Santana has been for the Twins, Kyle Gibson has not been good at all. He started 5 games in April. He went 0-3. He pitched to an 8.06 ERA, 22 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 31 hits, 21 runs, 20 of them earned, 6 home runs, 10 walks, and 13 strikeouts. And that's just in April. People
That's
are hitting
disgusting.
326 against him, and he's got a 1.84 whip. Kyle Gibson was never a very good pitcher. He's been very inconsistent.
He's never been this bad.
But he's never been this bad.
He was a 500 pitcher.
He was a 500 pitcher.
He might be still because wins and losses, in my opinion, don't really matter.
It's everyone has their personal preference.
Mhm.
If you're a sabermetrician, wins and losses don't matter. But
No.
if you're a hardcore baseball enthusiast, like my uncle and my father back in the day,
Wins are very, very
what
nice to
matters
look
most.
at.
They
You
are
know,
very
like,
nice to look at.
I would love
You're
to
right.
have a pitcher win 25
And
games.
a lot of people
but I
think
mean,
that's why Rick
Yeah.
Porcello won the Cy Young Award last year.
Which I
but
agree.
We're not talking about that.
Yes.
No.
Now, do you have another pitcher to talk about?
I do not. I just didn't want to talk about anybody bad. Because
Okay,
I would
alright.
talk. I don't want
So-
to talk too much bad about the Mets because a lot of them will be there.
Does that mean I get to end the segment with who I think
Well,
might
we
be
get to end our pitcher segment with a former Cy Young Award winner.
Dallas Keuchel. He is 5-0 with a 1.88 ERA and a 0.85 WHIP and a 1.79 batting average against. He looks like the Cy Young winner in 2015.
Yes,
again.
he's having a very solid comeback season, and
And-
he could be the AL Comeback Player of the Year.
I think
That-
he's gonna win that.
I
to be
think so
honest.
too.
I agree also. When last year he was 9-12 with a 4.55 ERA and a 129 WHIP and a 259 batting average against. He did not look anything near his Cy Young self. And you know what? It could just be a hangover from winning it. Chalk it up to that. Let's see what he does this season. That's what we could say. Or we could say, hey, listen, he's just having a really hot April. He's going to crash again.
I don't think this is a fluke. I think Dallas Keuchel's back. I really think he's going to be a Cy Young caliber pitcher this year.
The proof is in the pudding. Let's see what happens in the rest of the season.
We're going to find out.
Yes. Now, with the first month of the season comes some ups and downs, and we all picked 2 teams, 1 hero team, 1 zero team to talk about. Unfortunately, me and Cody picked the same zero team. We'll talk about them in a bit.
Yeah.
Now, our hero teams. Who's your hero team, Cody?
Very easy to pick. The best team in baseball, the best record, the Washington Nationals. Washington Nationals.
Yeah, they suck.
The Washington Nationals are the first team to win 20 games. Yes, I know the Astros have 20 games, but the Nationals did it first. They had an earlier game than them. They're 20-9, best record in baseball. They lead 8 out of the 16 major hitting categories. They lead in average, RBIs, runs, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS, hits, doubles. They are out of their mind.
This Nationals lineup is
not hitting crazy.
Before we started, we spoke about this. 4 of their hitters combined for 111 RBIs alone and 32 homers. That's just 4 players on their team. That's incredible. They are playing like the team that they bought. Finally. And
I like that.
You know what? Zimmerman right now is leading in the Triple Crown categories. He's tied in home runs with Judge, but leading in...
Well, it doesn't matter. It's National American, so it's okay.
But I'm just saying it.
You want to talk about Judge.
Yeah, I need to sneak Judge in there with the AL leading 13 home runs. Anyway, between Zimmerman and Harper, Zimmerman is first in average, tied first in home runs, first in RBIs, first in slugging, first in OPS, first in hits, 4th in runs, 3rd in OPS. On base percentage, sorry. Then Harper is 3rd in average, 6th in home runs, 4th in RBIs, 1st in runs, 1st in on base percentage, 4th in slugging, 4th in OPS, and 8th in hits.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's 2 players leading almost every offensive category for an individual
player. Because they had
player.
like a week where they were literally scoring. I think they scored 100 runs in like 10 games.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it was actually. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was over 100 runs in 10 games.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
This team
can hit.
All 4 of these guys are overshadowing a contract in Jason Worth that did not pan out.
Yeah.
We spoke about this before. This year, he's 38. He's making $21 million to hit basically 0.
It happens, I guess.
It does happen. Players
you know what?
fall off.
He's old.
You're right, but
I'm trying to be nice today.
the Nationals are looking, like I said before, the team that
they look like World Series favorites at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
It's
I would
early
say
though.
the Nationals are World Series favorites through the first month of the season.
And I think they should be.
Yeah,
I can't deny it. I don't like them, but I can't deny it.
So, who did you have?
My hero team is the Houston Astros. They went 16-9 in April. The Astros, a very well-rounded team. Their pitching finally is coming together with Keuchel, McCullers, fires. Charlie Morton came over from the Pirates, and Joe Musgrove. Musgrove, the worst out of those 5. Keuchel, you said, having a great year. McCullers is having a great year. The Astros are in top 5 in all of baseball in batting average, hits, OBP, slugging percentage, OPS. I mean, these guys can hit, led by Altuve, Correa, McCann, Evan Gattis. The Astros, like I said, have a very well-rounded team. Their bullpen, they have Gregerson, they have Ken Giles closing out games. I think the Astros have a legitimate shot to win the American League West. I picked them to win the West. So, they're hot in April. Let's see if they can continue this throughout the entire season.
That's nice.
Yeah.
My team that's been, I guess, my star team. I wouldn't know if you call it that. But it's the Rockies. I just enjoy watching them play, to be honest. You know, they're playing very well, too. Sort of. They're 18-12. But that's a 600 win percentage. It's pretty nice.
In a decent division.
The division, top to like number 4, has been no, it's actually just a top 3. That bottom 2 is terrible right now.
Yeah.
But
can't deny it.
Their lineup 1 to 9 is very 1 to 8. I guess you want to say it's in the National League. It's been It's just very well rounded. There's nothing too bad about it, and there's some really high points in the ex batting champ, the ex home run and RBI champ. You know, you have Ian Desmond coming back now. He's playing great.
He's healthy.
Ian Desmond's going to be a big.
Once they get Walters back, their catcher, he's hurt right now. I think he's in concussion protocol. He was batting very well too. You know, that team.
Well,
it may not be the best hitting lineup in the league. It might be the most pure.
One of my favorite guys on that team, Chuck Nasty, is his Twitter handle. It's Charlie Blackman.
I forgot about it. He's one of the best.
He's their leadoff hitter.
He's a 5-2 player. That's what they have. 2 5-2 players, I think.
Like Arenado and Blackman.
You know, and neither of those guys strike out too much. It's really nice.
No,
but
not really.
They're starlet, I want to say, I guess you would call it, of their team. Not many people probably heard of him. Kyle Freeland. He's their rookie pitcher.
Their pitcher. The lefty, right?
Yeah, he's... I mean, the kid, I think he's 24. I'm not positive.
He's pitching to under a 2 ERA.
No, under 3. He's at a 2.65.
That's still not bad.
Basically under a 1 in Coors Field. Let's be real. I think he's had 4 starts there.
Wow,
that's really good for them.
Really,
and
really
they had a stretch where they gave up how many runs against the Nationals in 3 days? I think it was like 50.
When Trey Turner hit for the cycle.
Yeah, it was not nice. But at 6 starts to a 2.6 ERA for a rookie, as a Rocky.
Yeah,
I just had to say it like that. A rookie as a Rocky.
It's not bad at all.
And what's saving them? They're not scoring the most runs, but their bullpen keeps. Whenever they have a lead, protects them.
As I mentioned, Greg Holland.
Greg Holland being, and the rest of that bullpen has just pitched really well. It's been nice to watch.
So, staying with you, who's your loser team?
Your 0 team.
It is the Padres. They have a lot of issues.
It's always been a rough go for the Padres.
They're in a rebuilding stage, but they're just deciding let's not pay anybody money.
Their franchise is a rebuilding stage.
So they're just like, let's just not pay anybody. Bring up 3 Rule 5 draft guys, so you don't have to pay them. Keep them on the roster the entire year.
Well, they kept Will Myers.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say their only 2 saving graces are Solarte and Will Myers. They're both been very good.
Yeah.
Will Myers is actually hitting the cover off the ball.
Solarte actually tossed me one of those balls back there.
Nice.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even with those 2 very nice hitters, they're still second worst in run differential.
Jeez.
And second worst team batting average.
Well, 2 hitters aren't going to make a lineup.
No. But 2 hitters batting over 290. You think maybe your batting average wouldn't be a 210.
No. Yeah.
It's terrible. They just don't have big league players. They have 2 big league players, I think, on the whole team.
Plus, they're in the National League, so you have the pitcher.
They're in the National League West, which I think is probably the most offensive-minded division.
Yeah, between
not in baseball, but in the National League, I would say.
Between the Rockies and Diamondbacks scoring all those runs,
and the Dodgers and the Giants. Even though the Giants aren't hitting, they're still an offensive threat.
Yeah, that lineup once Denard Span comes back will be.
Once Denard Span comes back, once Crawford comes back.
Yeah.
All right.
But.
Who you got?
We're not going to talk about the Giants because me and Cody picked the same 0 team.
Yeah,
the Kansas City Royals. After winning this World Series in 2015, they didn't make the playoffs last year. They went off to a 7-16 start in April. They finished last in batting average, runs scored, hits, doubles, RBIs, walks, OBP, slugging percentage, and OPS.
Now, but
that's just for the month of April.
But now. You see that, you're like, oh my god, they're the worst team in baseball.
And let me give you some of these stats. As a team, in April, the Kansas City Royals hit .210, scored 63 runs, which is last, had 161 hits, only hit 24 home runs, which is still a decent amount, only drove in 59 runs, took 57 walks, struck out 183 times, have a 270 OBP, a 366 slugging, and a 605 OPS. Those numbers are not going to win you games.
Not at all. And you know what? And it's not like their pitching staff has been horrible.
Their pitching staff is okay.
It's been okay, even though they lost Ventura in the offseason. Yeah. Now, they're 12th in ERA. Which,
I'll take
the middle of the pack. That's not even bad.
They mentioned 29.
For a team that lost their best pitcher, to be 12th, that's not bad at all.
Not really,
now,
no.
They're 20th in Ks, 10th in WHIP, and 6th in batting average against.
Their staff's not the problem.
Vargas is pitching to a 1.19 ERA. Kennedy, before he went on the DL, was a 3.03 ERA.
Duffy had a few good starts before he got shaken up.
Yeah, and Carnes is pitching well.
Carnes is young. The Rays traded him to Seattle, and then Seattle traded him to the Royals in the Gerard Dyson trade.
Carnes wasn't supposed to be the pitcher. Like, oh, this is it. He's the guy.
He wasn't supposed to be in the rotation either.
He's your 5 guy, if that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the Royals defensively are second in baseball in fielding percentage, and they've made the second fewest errors in baseball.
They made 9, right?
Yeah, behind the Twins, who have made 8.
9 errors in baseball. That's 9 errors. That's like
in 30-something games.
9 errors.
They can't hit.
No, unfortunately they can't. It is a shame.
You think they'd have the worst run differential in baseball? Just to get back to you for picking Gonzalez as your bad pitcher. The worst run differential in baseball is the Giants.
Children.
That's
now,
okay.
The Kansas City Royals, they were a team in 2015 that
3 World Championships in 5 years. You have 2 in.
Talking about the past, that sounds like the Yankee fan.
The Royals.
And he's also a Giants fan.
In 2015, they made their runs by getting people on base. They tied hits together. They would steal bases.
Drop a bunt.
They're not doing that this
year. The drive doesn't seem to be there. It's weird.
It's very hard.
Because I lost to them, I would know.
It's very hard losing someone like Ventura in that clubhouse.
You see, I don't know. It is. Don't get me wrong. I shouldn't say that. But I would hope a team would drive that would make them drive for it more. Play for your lost brother.
And they still have a good roster with Alex Gordon, Eric Hosmer, Moustakas,
they have 5 extra
Lorenzo Cain, Perez,
5 or 6
Alcides Escobar.
That lineup should hit.
Their lineup is incredible on paper.
This is a team that should hit. They shouldn't be in the basement in the American League Central.
The Central Division has the White Sox. They should be better than the White Sox.
Yeah, they should be better than the White Sox. And the Twins.
The Twins should be. Yeah,
Twins are.
They should be minimum 3rd. No, I think there's 4 teams in that division.
Well, there's the Indians, the Tigers, the White Sox.
The Indians and Tigers, realistically, are the only 2 teams that should be battling for that top spot at the end of the year.
But there's 4 teams. All of basically 500. They're all playing mediocre ball. Yeah, it's weird.
Well,
the first month of the season is over. What do you guys look forward to in May?
What I look forward to in May is seeing the Judge hitting more bombs and seeing where these teams shake up by the end. I want to see what the standings look like. Are the Yankees going to stay this hot? Are the Nationals going to stay this hot? Are the Mets going to turn it on? Who knows?
I want to see the kid, Michael Conforto, keep doing what he's doing. We got nicknames too, guys.
But keep the nicknames off players. Every player you've nicknamed hurt.
Aaron Hicks just hit a 3-run home run.
Aaron Hicks is still kicking it.
At least one of the Aarons is hitting tonight.
Yeah, anyway, really.
Every time the Mets have nicknamed a player, hurt. Captain America, literally dead.
Do not say that. No, he's just
Captain. Dead. The Dark Knight. Dead and gone.
He's been playing decent today.
Thor, dead and gone. Next, what do you want to name now?
He's had the kid nickname for a while
What
now.
I look forward to in May, for the Yankees, I'm going to say, is Greg Bird coming back healthy, with Gary Sanchez healthy in this one.
Did he have a hit today?
Sanchez is back. Bird's still on the DL.
I know.
Sanchez had a hit today.
I think so. They have a lot of runs, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they have 11 runs tonight. Yeah. But I look forward to seeing Bird, Judge, and Sanchez all healthy and all in that lineup.
Sanchez 2-4 tonight.
2-4 tonight. Perfect.
Great. That's what you need from him, to actually hit the ball. I mean, I don't need those home runs personally. I just want those hits.
Plus, he'll always still
Hicks
throw
is
guys
4
out.
for 5. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. All right.
That was episode 6
of Spitballing.
Thanks, Azarelli. That's Cody. I'm Carl. And until next week, we're just spitballing. Night, guys.